all in the same year. Not so smart. But that's where I'm at. So we are reinventing our support center again. And we're reinventing by listening and prioritizing what your needs are. I tell you that I'm out here transparently telling you, I know that I've got issues out there. You can tell me, I got it. I see it, and I'm watching tickets myself. I watch tickets and how fast they're resolved. And I don't just want tickets resolved and closed. Some of that was happening. Just so we could say we closed it. That doesn't do you any good. I don't want tickets going unanswered. I've now hired somebody to do a triage of all tickets. We were taking care of somebody with a cold in the emergency room, and the person that was out in the lobby was dying and bleeding to death because we took the first ticket in. We need to triage tickets. Who's the most important based on the need of the ticket? And then get to the cold later. And I know some of you that are with the cold will say, that's not fair either, but I want to stop bleeding. That's my objective. I ask your patience. Nothing is perfect, but I'm here to support you. Superintendent is here to support you. Her staff is here to support you. We will make this transition as smooth as possible. I'm not going to take any questions. I'm going to let you move right on to the next person. Unless you want me to. You have questions? How much time do I have? None, I don't think. I know, but I don't want to, well, I wanted to get them what I'm trying to do. I'll take the most of, what's the most important question? I know, mine is. Yes, ma'am.
Are we still using SACE Online? Because I had to put a I'm sorry. Are we still using SACE Online? Because I had to put a ticket in and they told me to use SACE Online and I thought we weren't using SACE
Okay,
Online.
thank you. I put you in the audience to ask that question. Just so I'm honest. SACE Online is everybody's concern. That was one of the district's question to me at the beginning. That's why I want to opt out, because I go into SACE Online and fix my stuff. There is no SACE Online on AZs. However, what did we say? SACE is working this year. SACE will have SACE Online for this year. But there are some vendors I need you to work with, because they're not a contractor to me. They're a contractor to you. And I'm not going to list the names of the vendors, but there are some issues because you've been using SACE Online to fix their data quality. You've got to fix that problem. It's not something I own. I can't fix that. The auditors and the state will not let me have a dual entry system to allow you to change ADM directly or change student data. Won't happen. You got this last year. Even if you submit through AZs, your data ends up here. So this year, you can do that. And then what I got to make sure that my balance is, Randall, is does the data get back down here to reflect that, right? That's why that bridge from here is still taking some time. We have to test all that to make sure that that ends up back when you do your entry, so you aren't looking at apples and oranges. This is going to be an interesting year with SACE Online still there. SACE Online, the functions of SACE Online are being addressed in other things because we did listen to some of the issues that you had and we're addressing those. But as far as fixing vendor integrations that you have, some of you may have, is not something that I can do. That's something you can do. Next.
It's a small question, but
big to you.
I know. So ADE Connect is now where we go look up SACE student information. We've had errors, and so at ADE we put in tickets, and they said that don't use ADE Connect. It's not working right. Use Common Logon. So I put in a ticket and said, can you please clarify?
No.
Do we use ADE Connect or do we use Common Logon? They said no, use ADE Connect.
Are you on?
We're getting two different answers.
Well, I need somebody else to clarify that for me before I say something. So here's the question. They're supposed to be using ADE Connect. So what is the difference? Some people might not even know. ADE Connect is our new single sign-on for all applications that are new. Common Logon still exists because some of those applications have been there since history, and we have to migrate them to ADE Connect. So the question I got for you, are you still submitting through SACE?
Correct.
Okay, then common logon would be your, but when it comes to student, it's AD Connect, correct?
Exactly.
I'm asking the people in the back.
We're just looking up SACE IDs, just looking up SACE IDs.
I know for the SACE ID, but it's AD Connect, correct? Huh? Come up here, Anish. Since you stood up, I would have jumped underneath the chair. I'll get your answer.
But there's still.
Because that's what I'm here for, is to stop concerns like that. Now we have, while he's coming up, we have completely revamped our student ID. And initially it was we had it very tightened down so that we give you a lot more rejection. The challenge there's a balance, right? If I allow more, then you don't get to see all the answers, but you might have pages of answers. But to find the right student, what's best? I think we're going to learn through this. Now we untightened it a little bit because we were getting hundreds of tickets. And we worked through that, as I understand. We did have some issues with speed, performance, and all that. We fixed all that. But that's the purpose of us learning from you. So your tickets are listened to, believe me. So Anish, answer her question.
Sure. So if you could repeat the question one more time. What application you're using? It depends on the application that you use.
She wants to look up student ID.
SACE IDs.
SACE IDs.
Correct.
That is on AD Connect. It's an ASCUS identity application that was recently rolled out.
That's
You
the
know,
only
ASCUS
way you
Connect.
can do it.
So when are they gonna disable common logon? Because we were told for support at ADE to use
So
common logon.
I have somebody in the back that's taking that note,
Okay.
and I will get you an answer, and everybody in this room an answer, because yes, I don't want to confuse you. And then if you get confused, anybody, because my call center is just like you, they're dying. They're getting, so if you're confused, let's get, just say you're confused, and if you ain't getting resolution, escalate it to the manager. The manager will get it to me, or you can call me directly.
I just want to say one thing too, we're getting different results from ADE Connect and Common Logon. We can look up a student and get one result.
Because it's a different engine, we
Yes.
should have shut it down.
Yes, so you'll look up and you'll get no SACE ID, and then the other one has a SACE ID.
Well, they could both be, they're different. They're different on how they do the algorithm of matching.
Different SACE ID numbers, one of them is giving you right and one of them is
So,
giving you wrong.
Randall, we didn't shut down Common Logon's SACE ID? That's what I'm hearing. Now they're using both and seeing differences. You can't have two.
No, so the differences has to deal with the way we use our search algorithm and the new.
You're going to talk in a microphone.
Apparently I wasn't loud enough. So the search algorithm changed with the new tools. And the way it's going to work is when you search for a student, you'll need to use your sys vendors to actually search for the students. And that's how they'll return. There's an actual matching that says how accurate is this? And there's a number that comes back with it. It's on a scale of 0 to 100. If it comes back as 100, that means it's an exact match. If it comes back around 93 or 95, there may be a chance that there's a mistype in the name, and so it is the right student, it's just was misspelled, or maybe they're using a different name like Jimmy versus James. But the new search algorithm will provide that, yes.
So my question is, are you saying that it's looking at more in the background because of our vendor? Because we're only putting in a student's name and birthday, whereas we used to see the parent's name and other items. We're not seeing that. Are you looking at more?
We're not looking at more, and the reason why we're not returning the parent information is we went through legal and they said that do not do that.
But now we only have the student's name and birthday to get this 100% app, which is causing duplication because it's not enough to match on.
Okay. That's something we can definitely look into more.
Okay. When you search on the AZ identity, the student comes back with no SACE number. But if you search on common logon, the student comes back with a number. So my registers think that there is no SACE number because I've been telling them to use ADE Connect. So they will put in as a student as needing SACE number. So I've been getting like triplicate SACE number. I have a student with 3 numbers, different numbers. So it is.
So the one thing that we did learn, there are a lot of duplicates. There's about 300,000 duplicates in the system when it comes to student IDs. And that's something that we are working on, our tools, to actually clean that up.
But as long as the state goes by names and parents give us a name, and they give us a different name at each district, I'm sorry, I can't control that. That's where it happens. Now I can try to help with matching better, but I cannot try to fix, I can't fix you getting the correct information. Back to what I said about registration. When the parent's standing in front of you and you looking up that student and getting a match is critical to teach the registrars to do that. Especially if the parent says they were in a district. Now having the different engine and a different, we gotta fix that. I gotta either turn off common logon.
We're working on right now.
Why would have I left it on? But I'll ask that. That'll be tonight's question. He already feels it. All right. So.
Yes, I got to speak with my voice.
That's all right. Everybody want to hear you.
The transition from common log on to ADE Connect, is there a crosswalk or some type of document to tell us, because the names have changed from one to the other. So when we're mapping from common log on to AZ Eds, and we have trouble, we call ADE support, and they tell me it's my responsibility to call the applicable department and ask them what their AZ Connect identifier is.
No, that's a wrong answer for my support center. And I don't have the right answer in front of me, but do not accept that answer.
We will be showing the roles later with the AD Connect, which ones.
He's going to do some more in the next session. But
Well, I heard there's a new version of AD Connect coming out, and that would be available then, what AD support is all about.
well, let's give you better answers of what you're asking for. And if I can't provide you what I have that you need now, I should take a note and say, how long will that take to develop, and tell you that. I've got to make this, I got to be a customer service. I know I'm a government entity. However, my job is to serve you and try to make it easy. The issues you're bringing up, I know are real life pain points, that's why I'm standing here, because I need to hear it. But that's not a good answer, and I appreciate you telling me. And if you want to jot me an email, I'll try to get that balance. I did get cornered by a superintendent about a similar issue, and I've given them instructions on how to remap, and they're going to talk a little bit about it so that hopefully we make it easier. But there's 190 stuff on Common Logon. Not all of it's moving to AD Connect right away. I just can't do there's a lot of coding that's got to be done, because and I was only focused on SACE, anything related to SACE, which did take ESS, it did take ELL, anything that has anything to do with ADM, I am handling. But there's a whole lot left on Common Logon that I've not been funded to move. And that's things I'm talking to the legislature about, because it does cause confusions to you and your customers. But please remember, when you talk to legislators, tell them to keep funding us, because I will never fix it if they don't fund us.
Thank you very much for coming today. I was wondering, as you say, we're moving to this new bright future with AZ Ads. Are auditors on the same page? Because it's one thing for us to move on, but if auditors come and audit for the type of data that we are not comparing our SIS versus AZ Ads, it's going to be problematic.
You're talking about our auditors, correct?
State auditors.
Yes, the state auditors are involved. And you should be aware, that they're going to be more empowered than they've ever been. Because we have the ability to see trends, and one advantage of having me is I know how to do systems. The disadvantage is I know how to do systems. I built financial audit systems as a living. So this is a financial system that will have audit triggers. So they will get special reports that allow them to choose who to audit. But yes, they are aware of, just like IRS, right? They have mechanisms to choose who to audit.
I'm curious, with all of this newness, what the plans are to get us trained. As you suggested to us that it would be really nice if you trained our people that are sense better to put in good data. But we need to have expected outcomes. Your target is this so that we can walk toward it. And we need training on how to be successful in your system. And so I'm curious, what is the plan to have us all trained on the new system? For example, the common, I know somebody probably talked about the user role. This is what I have access to in Common Logon. If I give you this in your system, what is it I just opened up to you?
Well, we have, so she's asked for training.
Yes.
Question, overall general question. And in the end, she has talked about ADE Connect versus Common Logon. We do have entity administrator training on the web and the portal. It tells you, it's all different, it tells you what the roles are, how to assign roles, what roles to give you. Say that again, it doesn't work. Okay, but I just so that we don't pile on, what you can do is, because not good enough could be this much, or it could be this much, right? I need to know specifically what it's not good enough in, and not, I think we need, what I'm hearing, and I sent people out on the road, so can you talk about that in your section?
Yeah, we've got all kinds of updates to share with you from the ADE Connect focus groups that were recognized. I'm loud. That were recognized, some of the issues and whatnot. And so we went on the road and listened to you, and myself and Karen Bowers are going to present to you today what we found out, what are some of the quick wins, and what things we still need to work on. So, and several of them that you have mentioned already, I can't wait to tell you.
Okay, so we're not going to focus on that. But if she doesn't tell you everything you want to hear, because there's something else we don't know, then there's no way I can fix something without knowing about it. So please let us know. But let her do her presentation first, because I would mess it up if I said anything. Any other questions that the dumb guy can answer?
What about our annual external auditors?
Excuse me?
Our external auditors that come in, how are they all up to speed on?
You mean your own that you hire in term? Probably not. And that would be a good question. How do they get training normally? I wouldn't even know that. So her question is about external auditors that they hire. How do external auditors get trained so they can help you? Because you hire them in order to help you, I assume. How does external auditors get trained today? Does anybody know that?
They use the USFR questionnaire, and if that's not updated, then they can only audit us per the USFR questionnaire. So that's the general auditors.
Okay, but the that's the federal.
Arizona Auditor General develops that.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a good question, Stefan. I want to take that one and find out how to ensure that the Attorney General updates their requirements. Auditor General. Well, I have the Auditor General in my office right now. So the Auditor General is auditing us for the next year. So we have an opportunity to have these kind of conversations with them. I would assume that it'd be a joint, we need to train them so that they know what to teach. Because I don't know all the external auditors. And they should have a checklist to follow to help you. So I heard that one loud and clear. Anything else? I see people answering. Go.
I'm just curious what the plans are with the help desk. Are you getting more people? Are you going to train them? They're lovely, nice people, but they're wildly unhelpful. So.
said it very nicely, and I respect that. I have hired 3 more people in order to get more service. That just means I have more inexperience. All right. I have a meeting this week to reorganize the call center, and we're creating product types. So there's somebody that's going to be a triager that's responsible to triage every ticket and get it to the number 1 person who's the most trained. So if, let's say it's AD Connect, there's a person that will be assigned as number 1. They know everything about AD Connect. If they don't, they will. And because what we've been doing was chaos, and that's what you saw. Everybody just answered the tickets, and if they had experience or not. So if you ended up with, and there was a certain person that some of you ended up with on the phone, they used to hang up. Okay? I mean, I'm sure you have your own challenges in your LEAs, and I'm being fully transparent and naked up here. So I do have problems, I told you that. And this week we have 2-week short timeline in order to get it reorganized, get job descriptions re-clarified. And then the next 2 weeks we'll hopefully focus on more process. But our goal is in the next 6 weeks to have completely turned it around. Okay, I put people at EduPoint to learn the SIS and learn their reporting. We're better to learn it than sitting in their door next to somebody that knows it. Because we went to training, but as you know, training doesn't help that much unless you're actually doing it every day. So the same thing with, so everybody knows my AD Connect guys just turned in his resignation because he's going to a better job, more money. So I got to retrain somebody else new. I have the same challenge as you do, but I'm not giving you an excuse. I know that it's a problem and I'm fixing it. And then in 6 weeks, if it's still a problem, you need to tell me, and I'll continue fixing it. It's continual improvement. I believe in lean. It never ends. It's continually improving. Any other questions? Because they're going to kick me out of this room.
Mark, I just want to call the colony over there has been tremendous, incredibly helpful. So.
No,
right.
And I'm not.
I just want to make that clear. That
she is.
We're not talking about colony because she's been very, very.
But she's the manager. You shouldn't be talking to her. That's the problem.
Very good.
No, she is very focused on customers. And I just need her focused on letting other people teach other. A job of a manager, as everybody knows, is to clone yourself. So that everybody else can do that. And I've got challenges, but I've had challenges for 4 years. It's gotten better, but I just threw out all this new stuff, and that's just made it harder. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
If I am the manager of ADE Connect for our district, I assign the roles to my staff, right? Is that how that works?
If she's the manager, you're the entity administrator, yes, you assign the roles. However, your superintendent should have empowered you to know that you're rightfully assigning them. So you know that when you assign somebody roles, that they actually have the right to see the data they see. That's critical, right? Because the reason I got out of the business of assigning common logon is I never knew when people left. You do. I never knew who had the right access. You do. So I'm hoping that by you being the entity administrator, they've taught you who should see what. And that's probably a gap. But that's something else that, you know, if I could have a full-time training team in the field, and Bob was part of that in the old days. What'd they call it?
Star
team. I could have a full-time team training stuff like this. I don't have that. And if you want that, then you just keep rattling the legislature's cage. Because I get the fact that you guys turn over, you change, you need reoccurring training. I understand that.
Repeat the question.
So I'll help him. What are the plans for the entity?
No, I've got this now, don't you worry.
All right.
Just got to be careful when I get a mic in my hand. So my question is, for the into the admin side, so we can go in and we're empowered to provide the roles and access to the data, but what tools are available to audit what we've done and to be able to pull out those lists of users so that we can audit back to our HR systems, things like that. So when we have personnel changes, we don't necessarily have to be notified. I want to be able to just pull data out and compare and find.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So, okay, Lori, I don't think we've covered that one. So we need to document that use case, and then I have to decide where that gets done and how priority-wise.
Yeah, we do.
You do have it covered?
But
Yeah,
if I heard you correctly, you're saying that you want to know who is in the ADE Connect system? And what roles and relationships? Yeah, we have that. We have 2 reports in ADE Connect that allows you to do that.
Okay, she's going to teach you that later.
Maybe I'll show it when we get up there, and just make sure, and we'll make sure that what we're thinking that is already available is what you are really asking for. Okay?
We'll make sure it is. It's probably not. But that's why we need more training, and we need to identify where we lack it. And anything else? All right. I very much appreciate your candor. I do. I come here to listen to you because the only way I know what to fix is by what you told me. That first day I showed up here, you told me to fix it. Along with Lyle, his organization, the program areas in ESS and ELL, we have done the best we can. Is it perfect? Probably not. I'm hoping it's 500 times better than SACE by giving you at least reports to visibility of data. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to the power. Thank you for allowing me to go a little long.
All right. Yes. They're ready for a break, I know. Thank you again, Mark, and thank you, Superintendent Douglas, for being here. We appreciate all your words of wisdom and just all the information you shared with us this morning. We're going to take a quick break, about, let's make it 10 minutes so we can keep on target. We're going to have Lyle up next, okay, and then we'll have Lori after Lyle, okay?